how to create a football effect such as this in Affinity Photo. Really easy to do. I'm just going to show you how with a couple of shapes. All you need to do is go over here and ellipse tool, create an ellipse. I'm going to create one in blue, and then I'm going to create another one. I'm going to change the colour to maybe red or orange, and then create another one, and then click there again and change it to another colour. Just create 3 or 4, 10 or 15 of these circles. Once you've got that, this design can be selected, resized. It's a shape that can be sort of resized to anything you want. But I'm going to rasterize it now because I want to convert it and use it as a brushstroke, and that needs to be rasterized. So go over here to the Layers panel, and you can find that in the window menu and Layers. So with these, you can go right click and down to Group. Right click again and then Rasterize. Once you've got that, I can now apply some additional effects. So go to Layer and then down here to New Light Filter Layer, then down to Colors and just down to Halftone. Halftone, so you get this effect. And you can modify the cell size, so you can change it in all kinds of ways, maybe something like that, 65 in this case. But also, you can go here to the blend modes and you can run through these, and you can go for, say, dark colour or go through colour burn, up to you. I'm just going to go with multiply and close that. Now, exactly the same as before, I'm going to rasterize that layer. So with that selected, right click and go down to rasterize, and it all becomes one pixel layer. Well, with this, I can then save it over here to the brushes, and I can obviously create additional effects as well, but I'm just going to save it. So just go over here to brushes, again, window and brushes. So it's there. Go over here to the right side menu, click here, and then down to new brush from selection. And you've got your design saved there. I like to store it away because I might come back to it later. Okay, so once I've got that, I can now apply it using the various tools, such as here, the paintbrush tool. But I want to extend this a bit more. I'm going to give it a bit of depth. So with this, go to Layers, and you can see Effects. Long as that's selected, needs to be selected, click Effects, and then go to 3D. And then you increase that, and you can go for, say, 100 or maybe 150. I think that probably might be even better. So 150, you get a lovely rounding effect. Now you can also add an outer shadow, etc. I'm just going to go with this and close. To save it as a brush, you need to rasterize it again and combine the effect as well as the actual shapes into a single pixel layer. So again, right click and down to rasterize. And this time, just deselect that. Need to deselect that and then rasterize. Now, once you've got that, you can go here and down here again to new brush from selection. Now you've got a bit of depth to it. Looks more like a football at this point. So now I'm just going to remove that. Well, let's just save it because you can actually save it. Quite a good idea is always to save it. Let's go to Window and Assets. Super useful if you're using various things. Just save it away in Assets. You could obviously create a category for it. And with that, right side there and down to Add from Selection. Just stores it away so you can bring it back at any point later if you want. Okay, delete that. Double click and now you can see your brush. And you can change the size jitter. So this is on the dynamic section, dynamics there. You can also go for rotation jitter. And also you can go general and you can change the spacing, make down really low there. And also you can set, because you've got these different colours. You can see you've got the pinks and you've got the oranges there, but you could have gone for lots of different colours. But also what you can do, hue jitter, you can then change that, and saturation jitter. And with that, you can now close that and go over here to the brush tool and apply. Now that's a bit too big. I'm just going to reduce the size down. Let's just go there. And you can see now you can fill the screen very rapidly with your footballs. Very quick. Now also what you can do is create even more variations from this. So let's just remove this. Just delete that. Because I saved it in assets, I can just drag this over. I can then resize this. I can also hold down the Alt Option key and I can rotate it and resize it. So you can create a lot of variations for this, and just again do that. There, resize, rotate, and maybe change the colours, maybe stretch it, distort it, rotate it. There's a load of different things you can do to create some variety in this. And then select them all. So they're all selected using the Move tool. When all selected, you can see over here in the layers, all selected. Right click and then down to Group. Then right click again and then down into Rasterize. There's Rasterize. And it's all rasterized into a single pixel layer. And this again can be then saved. So this one again, brushes, got a slightly more complex design than before. So again, right side menu, click there, new brush from selection. Just remove that and double click. And now you can see you've got that. And you can go to size jitter and you can then go here to general again, maybe reduce the size down, prefer a brush around about 300 odd. And then change the spacing and also dynamics again. Size jitter you got there, rotation jitter, and again, hue jitter. And you can then see you get a whole load of different colours and click close. Again, go over to the paintbrush tool and apply. And you can see you can create that. And of course, you can then resize it. Let's just resize it a little bit. And sometimes you can't select it, but there it is there. And you can see then you can create even more sort of footballs all across the screen. Of course, there's many other options here. You can use blend modes. You can also use mirror effects, so you could set to mirror, symmetry, and so on, and create maybe effects like that. Hope you found this of interest. Any questions, please let me know in the comments below. A like or dislike, always appreciated. Bye.